Yep. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. It is Freedom Friday, and I am looking forward to chatting with you, my community, about whatever it is you want to talk about today. Um, it's so interesting. Like on my Welfare to Winning Wednesday, if you haven't saw that video, go back and check it out from 2 days ago. I talked about retirement and not being prepared for retirement, so on and so forth. And I did mention that that was something that we could talk about again today. I was out to dinner and a movie with a an acquaintance of mine. Yesterday we watched the movie and I was talking to her about retirement. She was able to retire early. She's just in her early 50s right now. She's currently married, but she was able to retire and sustain her lifestyle, the lifestyle that she wants at an early age, and that's something um, I've always wanted to do. Again, I didn't prepare myself. That was just something that I said I wanted to do when I was younger. Of course, I went on to become a single mom and have children and go through the survival mode thing. And now I'm almost 60 and I'm still working and not working any, a job that's going to get me to retirement. I'm doing my side hustles, as you know, but it's crazy how life goes by and we don't set ourselves up for what we want to do in the future as uh, single moms or those that are having grown up in the best circumstances. I'm gonna tell you, I know I talk a lot about survival mode, and because that's what I've been doing my entire adult life, and I want to change that habit for myself. Survival mode is something that's so hard to break, especially once you've been a single mother and you've been independent your whole adult life, and people have relied on you, and you know, you're just going. And so that's a whole nother that's a whole habit that's so hard to break, no matter how hard you try. But I'm getting there. So I don't know. I'm gonna go out today and do my Walmart deliveries and probably um, stay out for 5 or 6 hours this evening and make it work. You know. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm gonna go out and kick it. It's a beautiful day outside. I love doing Walmart deliveries and Instacart deliveries when I can. Walmart keeps me pretty busy though, so I don't tap into Instacart as much as I used to back in the day because I find that Walmart pays better, and I don't have to do the heavy lifting all the time. I can take what's called the pickup orders, where you pull up into the pickup location and the staff brings them out and put them in your cart. You take off and you go and you might deliver 2 or 3 orders in one batch, and that's cool. But I also do the shopping orders where I pull up and park like any grocery shopper. I go in the store and I shop the orders that the customer wants. And usually it's only one single order. It might be two, depending. And those orders they pay very well. So I don't mind doing them either. So it's kind of versatile. So I get an opportunity to, pick and choose the orders that I wanna do. The company that I was working for caregiving, they reached out to me and wanted to know if I wanted to take on any more clients. And I had to be honest with them because if you haven't seen my video about leaving the caregiving job, you can see that too. That was on another Freedom Friday. And also, I mentioned it again on one of my Momentum Monday videos. But I talked about how working 6 hours, because it's a part time, here you don't get the full 12 or 8 or 12 hours with a particular client. You're usually piecing together 6 hours here, 4 hours there, 3 hours here, 2 hours there, with these different clients. And so I wasn't making the money that I needed. Excuse me. Um, I wasn't making the money that I needed in order to be on my debt-free journey, and I was so tired that I couldn't focus on um, building my company, my notary business, and also getting enough to start paying my way out of debt, or even just covering my four walls. The rent, car note, groceries, utilities. So I was only getting between $550 and $600 every 2 weeks just doing that. Where since I stopped um, going in for the caregiving jobs, and I just started focusing back on the Spark delivery, because I was doing that, and then I was trying to. Then I went into caregiving, thinking, okay, that could create more income for me. But it was overworking me and not really creating more income. So I'm making more money doing the Spark delivery. And so when they called me and they was like, do you want any clients? I told them the only way I would take a client is if it was an overnight shift, because overnight shifts are usually like 10 to 12 straight hours. And if I took those shifts, then I can come home and get a nap and still get up and go and do Walmart delivery. And that would be worth my while. And then it would even have to be at least 3 to 4 times a week if I did that. So I just told him, I said, I was honest. I'm like, listen, I can make more money doing what I'm doing, the gig work that I'm doing. So I'm not all that impressed about going in doing caregiving anymore. Not because I don't like the job, but just because it's not satisfying my financial needs. So, hey, it is what it is. Um, the other thing I think about too is people are like, you need to go get a real job. Well, down here, these jobs are not paying as much. So I'm like, for me, what's benefiting me and my household and the way I need to do things, I'm going to stay on the road working, doing the Walmart deliveries and building up my notary business. Also creating digital products, which I have something very special coming out on Sunday on my God, Money and Me Sundays. So you got to tune in for that. But what's going on with you guys in your life today, this weekend? What happened in your week? Share that with me. Where are you in your journey? What do you want to talk about? Let's chat in the comments below. I don't want this to be all about me. I need to see some people out there that um, are resonating with what I'm going through as well. Because as much as I can talk about my journey, Um, Hearing about other people's journey too, it helps you to really um, appreciate the fact that there's someone out there that's thinking and feeling like you and going through the same things. I'll give you an example of what that looks like for me. As you know, I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't make a secret about that. But one thing about being a Jehovah's Witness is that we all have the exact same thing in common. We all believe in the same God. We all worship um, in the same way. We all share the same goals uh, in our spiritual journey. And that's what makes our community um, such a tight knit community all over the world. Nearly 9 million people from all different backgrounds, nationalities, different language groups, age groups, it doesn't matter, social status, or whatever. We know that we worship Jehovah God, and wherever we go, we find that community of people, of like-minded people, and it helps to encourage and build us up and keeps us on our journey. So I use that example as the same with the journey when we're trying to get our lives together. If you're over 40 and you're not on, you haven't saved for retirement, over 40, over 50, if you're in the same position that I'm in, a community helps, where we find like-minded people no matter where we are from all over the world, whether in all different backgrounds, whether you've come from a background of being raised on welfare or come from a background of just a single mother trying to make it and take care of her family. You come from broken homes. You come from a place where you didn't learn financial stability, whatever it is. Then you come into this community and you find someone that's been stuck or been in survival mode all these years, or during your time, and then that person is trying to get out. And so we find each other as a group, as a community, to come together because we have the same goals, and we're choosing to take the path of going there, and we don't want to go there alone. So that's why I created From Welfare to Winning, and I'm sharing my stories and my journey out loud. I'm going to be talking more about the things that I am doing in order to create an income and to change my spending habits, to get into saving and paying off debt. So I'm going to be talking more about those things in future videos. So I just want to invite you guys on to each of my weekly videos. Momentum Monday, Welfare to Winning Wednesday, Freedom Friday, Sunday, God, Money, and Me, where I share scriptures and just talk about what those scriptures mean for me personally. You're welcome to share the scriptures that encourage you each day. And like I said, I got some things coming up. So this is Freedom Friday. Tune in on Sunday for a special announcement. Drop a comment. Let me know what's on your mind this Freedom Friday, and we will see you on Sunday. Have a great weekend.